Hey, what is up guys? Guitar here, welcome back to another Blue Archive video. Finally got some time, I want to try to make a guide for the final restriction, the Fury of Set. So let's talk a little bit more about this game mode. Some of you guys might be trying to, some of you guys might have already completed this by now, depending, right? But if any of you guys are new and you're still trying to figure things out, I'm currently in 74. I will try to record the attempt for me doing a stage 74, which I think is going to be much more bearable for a lot of players out there, right? Now, in this video, I'm going to focus more on the mechanics, and then I'm going to show you guys one team on how to beat the current season, alright, season 1. But ideally, the mechanic is going to be what is complex. So let's talk a little bit more about this. So in terms of the boss, what mechanics will the boss have? Number one, the Fury of Set, you can see this particular boss, EX skills will decrease by 80%. So a lot of your characters that use EX skill will not be able to do much damage to the boss. So therefore you gotta rely on attack speed, normal skill and everything else, right? So you can see right here, the decreased damage dealt is either 70% or 80% depending on your ATG, right? Damage amount changes based on the ATG. So that's the gauge thing. So one more thing is this particular thing. So the boss is going to have this lightning charge bar thing that will constantly try to fill up. So you want to try to reduce this. When the gauge becomes 0, the boss will summon a blue sphere. Now this blue sphere, when you see this blue sphere on the map, that means all the damage that you are going to deal is going to be increased by 30%. Very, very cool, right? And then one more thing is, when the Fury of Set is in groggy status, cost recovery for everyone is going to increase by 500. Very, very cool. Alright, let's talk a little bit more about the tower. So this is it's called the obelisk. So this tower, you have one on the left, one on the right. So what does this actually do? Now the lightning is going to basically strike one of this tower. The tower with the highest HP will get struck occasionally. And then it will also hit your allies as well at the same time. Now sadly, you're going to get a debuff, decreased damage dealt by 70%, as you can see right here. Now this is going to be very, very annoying. Now whenever the lightning strikes one of the obelisks, ideally what you have to do is you want to use an EX skill to heal the obelisk so that you remove that mark right there, the yellow triangle thing. You can basically see that. So that's going to be the best way to deal with that. So that's why you gotta have one healer that can do that, right? Preferably Kokona in this case. She's going to be the best candidate by far. Now one more thing is going to be the red sphere that the boss is going to summon from time to time. So this red sphere, you can basically try to use EX skill to try to destroy this thing. So this thing, when you destroy it, it's going to give you buffs. Alright, as you can see, circular area buff, everybody's damage dealt will be increased by 30%, which is pretty substantial. But timing is very crucial. You want to make sure that you buff, in this case I'm going to be using Swimsuit Izuna. Alright, you want to try to like hyper buff her with everyone, and then make sure that she destroys the red sphere and buffs all of your other students in that particular circle, right? So let's go. Let's see if I can showcase my team to you guys. So I will be using all of these characters right here, as you guys can see. So we got Swimsuit Hoshino. Alright, we got Nyuya Kayoko, Swimsuit Izuna, Kokona, Dress Ako. Now Dress Ako is pretty much there for the area crit rate, crit damage buff, and then we have something like Himari for another cost regen and stuff. Now Himari is better off replaced with Swimsuit Shiroko, but I don't have Swimsuit Shiroko sadly, so for me, I'm going to use Himari. Kotama is going to be for attack, heal, area, AoE buff, right? If you have somewhat you pull for Guide Tsubaki, that could be a better option. Now Hanako, regular Hanako right here is going to be our healer, AoE healer, and then of course I have this girl right here. So this is going to be Akane Bunny. So she does give Mystic Ally 24.2% attack, so that's the best one that I can do. You can also replace with crit damage as well, depending, right? So if you prefer your character to use, you know, replace with anyone with crit damage buff, that could be better as well. Now another character that you can consider using is going to be Airi. Surprisingly, I find her really, really helpful, right? Because she gives you straight up just attack speed buffs. Now you have to build her though, but I feel like Airi is someone that's accessible. Attack speed buff first is either her or Swimsuit Hifumi. But yeah, it does depend on who you have ideally, but you just need to power up the sub skill just to give everyone the passive, right? So that could be something that you can consider. Or Shizuko, the regular one, is going to give you crit. So this is a crit rate, not the crit damage, right? So keep that in mind. So these are the options. I've seen some players use Swimsuit Ayane as well. Now if you have her, she was a fast character back then. Anyone that gives a crit damage buff, plus you can summon the helicopter, which is pretty cool. But ideally, if you have the New Year Akari, that's going to be a better one because it's going to buff everyone's attack speed. And in this case, I will be leaning towards borrowing somebody's Sakurako. Okay, so something like that. And then my starting skill, this is going to be how it is. Alright, so let's jump into it. Okay, so let's jump into it. So this is going to be very interesting. So I'm going to try my best to explain as much as I can. It can be a bit overwhelming, right? So first off, you start off with Shinsu Oshino. Very obvious. She's going to give you cost regen. Do that, right? And then you want to always use Dress Aku and Kotama always used together because these are both 30-second buffers. Ideally, you want to go with New Year Kayoko first. I think that one is the best idea, right? Because her buff lasts longer. I always try to use Dress Kayoko and Kotama first, which is a bad habit of mine, right? It's just hard to fix because those two are together, right? But after that, New Year Kayoko, Himari. So we're going to buff Sakurako here. All of the buff on Sakurako. And then we're going to use Sakurako's skill. Okay, so now notice at the left side of the pillar, there's this red circular thing. So what is this red circular thing? You know there's a lightning coming down here. The lightning is going to come and hit this obelisk. So once the lightning hits this obelisk is in overcharge status. And then there's this yellow icon right there. So overcharge status is basically, what it does is it gives you debuff. So you're going to remove it, right? By using Kokona. So use Kokona, aim on the tower, boom. Now if you heal it to full, it will remove that status. So always try to do that, plan accordingly, right? And then try to observe the HP. If anyone is low, just heal with your Kayoko. If not, just go back to buffing. Alright, buffing everyone. As follows. Okay, I'm doing a very bad job of planning my buffs. You gotta use Dress Kayoko first. Alright, Dress Kayoko followed by Dress Ako. I mean not Dress Kayoko, New Year Kayoko. Okay, now let's stop for a little bit. Can you guys see there's this ball right here? So this red ball is like a buff. So you want to try to plan. You might need to buff your Izuna depending on how strong your Izuna is. If it's not enough, okay, again there's that yellow thing, so we're gonna remove that from the left obelisk with Kokona. Now this one, make sure that when this ball is surrounding all your, preferably your attack characters, in this case Sakurako and Swimsuit Izuna, boom, now that thing explodes and gives everyone buffs. Very, very good. Okay, so now we can focus back to buffing, the usual stuff. We're gonna go with Sakurako again. Buff again Sakurako. Okay, notice these balls have, you see, this thing, the bar here, you can see 13% right here. Once the boss reaches 0%, you're gonna be able to do bonus damage. You will see shortly. When the boss reaches 0%, okay, which is right about now, right? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, it's going to go to 0%. I'm gonna heal with that. Okay, so when you reach 0%, this blue ball is being summoned. So this blue ball means that you're gonna do 30% more damage as well. Basically, it's like during this duration, right? So try and see if you can time the timing. See if you can like adjust it according to whenever that blue ball appears, right? It's gonna be a little bit hard for sure. Okay, so it just follows the sequence as follows. Try to observe the timer. Again, you can see red circular thing and then the obelisk being hit. Now we're gonna remove it with Kokona. Again, very simple. Make sure you refresh the buff on Sakurako. Sakurako is your main DPS in this case. Whenever you can, just use damage on her. And then make sure Shinsu Oshino is always constantly prop that thing. So once you see the red lightning ball, you want to be careful with 2, which is New Year, Kayoko, and Himari. So she might need a buff instead of Sakurako in this case, right? Because sometimes like you need a lot of damage. Okay, in that case that was perfect. Perfectly executed. So again, red lightning, left obelisk. It does require a little bit of break. There's a lot of things happening on the screen. So you just gotta like, if you run it at ×3 speed, yeah, that's going to be tough. So I'm currently running it at ×1 speed, as you guys can see. Okay. So just refresh Swimsuit Oshino, just to be safe. And then reapply the buffs. So for now, the boss, you can see the bar for the charge meter is going to go 0% now. Again, blue ball being summoned right here. Now blue ball summon, go all in with Sakurako. Alright, if you can time it, would be nice. Sakurako EX right before the blue ball, so that you get like bonus damage, right? Because it lasts for quite a while. Okay. So again, with this particular one, you want to use Kotama, and then Dress Ako again, and then New Year Kayoko. I'm so confused. New Year Kayoko versus Dress Kayoko. Alright, there's a lot of effects going on. This one you gotta be careful. I always die during this period. Right about 1 minute 30 seconds, around 40 seconds, the boss will apply a lot of lightning. So just constantly apply Hanako's healing, which is an AoE heal. Very, very crucial, very, very important. Alright, that's going to be the most important one. Zoop. Okay, so now, alright, so very, very important thing, right? Notice this yellow bar. Alright, I'm gonna wait for a bit. So this yellow bar right here, once this yellow bar is full, the boss is gonna unleash a strong AoE attack. You want to make sure that all your HP is full, at least during this period, during this duration. And there's this red ball coming out again. Very, very annoying. I'm gonna try to Kokona on that, and then I'm gonna try to destroy the ball. Himari first, and then boom. I don't know if Sakurako got the buff. I think Sakurako didn't get the buff. Okay, look at this. Now the yellow bar is full. Very scary. You don't want to be in this position. You want to heal everyone ASAP. I'm trying to cycle through skill. Okay. So look at the boss. He's charging up. He's charging up. Oh, it's doing it. The boss is doing it. Zoom. Okay, he shoot something. Did he shoot something? Or is it still, the hand is still there? Okay, that attack is the cause of these 3 yellow bar full. You can see that's a lot of damage, alright? If your character are low during that period, you see that yellow bar, 3 bar fill up, get your Hanako ready, heal up, alright? Just heal up. Now after the boss do that, now the boss is gonna enter groggy bar. So this is where, again, time everything, just go all in with Sakurako. You can try to destroy that red thing, but yeah, you gotta do 2 things at once, right? Either you decide to buff Izuna or Sakurako. I guess buffing Izuna to destroy that thing matters, and then go Sakurako afterwards. So you can see the timing, extremely crucial, right? We got 30 seconds left. The boss get times 30. Extremely close one. But yeah, if you got New Year Akari, this would be much easier. As far as I know, New Year Akari's attack speed improvement is going to be way more significant. A character that I do not have, sadly. Hopefully I can spook her whenever. She's actually really, really good for this content, right? Okay. So you can see 10 seconds left. I'm panicking. I should have used Izuna's skill because remember EX skill doesn't do much for this one. Okay. And the boss, boom bam bam, died down. Okay. So as you can see, that is pretty much the strategy. Now this is for floor 74. I will try 99 later, and then 100. A lot of very tight timing here and there, and also like it is quite time consuming. So as you can see, the damage Sakurako did the most, followed by Swimsuit Izuna. And I hope some of you guys are able to, you know, watch and replicate some of the strategy. And I hope I explained it well enough for you guys to understand what you want to look for in terms of the boss's skills, you know, because there's a lot of things happening on the screen. Can get super overwhelming if you're new. But I think it's just a matter of practice, right? Because now you're controlling more characters. Okay, so I'm going to try to show my skills in case you guys are curious. But let's be honest, right? You want to, like, if you're tackling furry of set content, set of furry, I mean, you can't be like level 70 or something, right? You gotta be at least like level 80 plus. So you can see I'm level 90. Everyone is like, this one is max for Shinso Hoshino. New Year Kayoko is not max, surprisingly. I only have her up to 4-star. And she is, you know, doing pretty well with this gear, right? So this is my Swimsuit Izuna gear. And then we got Kokona right here. It's also 4-star, surprisingly, right? Not 5-star yet. Dress Ako right here is also 4-star. Okay, very interesting. And then this is my Kotama. This is my Himari. My Hanako right there with the gears and everything. And my Airi, last but not least. Alright, I can't show the Sakurako because that's the one that I borrow. I assume it's a UE50 from one of my club members, and you can only borrow once per day. Yeah, I can see a lot of people have said their Sakurako. It's either Sakurako or Swimsuit Izuna. Those two are pretty much fixed until we get access to, you know, Shiroko Terror that will come during the fest. Okay, so with that being said, guys, that's gonna be it for this particular video. Hope you guys enjoyed it and hope you guys are able to do or are able to enjoy, you know, the set of Fury, free of set. Thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate all of you. Make sure you guys subscribe. Give this video a like if you guys find this helpful at all. Try my best to make these guys as detailed as possible, so it might be a little bit long, right? I'll see you guys again very soon. We're gonna have Perozilla raids coming soon. Have a nice day. Goodbye.